So hi everyone, this is Piyush in front of you. As you can see, we just have to. There's a question, there's an assignment. In the assignment, we have to make a wishlist management app. So for that, create a wishlist management app that allows users to input and manage their wishes, and the app should provide a user-friendly interface for adding new wishes, displaying the wish list, and implementing additional functionalities such as clearing all wishes and deleting individual wishes. So the first is functional requirements. So what are the functional requirements? The first requirement is user input. We want any user when come to our app and then put any wish into a input box. Then the wish should be added into a list, a kind of a list, as you can see here. And at the same time, when we are adding the wishes at the adjacent side, we want a deleting button so we can delete or remove the wishes what we have added. Okay, so this is what we want to make, and there should be an clear all button. If you want to remove all the wishes what you have add, then there should be a button called clear all button, and we have to make that button. And there's an update button. When we put the wishes into an input box, and when we click on an update button, then the wish should be added into the list. So this is what we want. Okay, so for that reason, what we'll do, as you can see, as you know, there's an input box. Okay, so we have to put wishes into an input box. So for that reason, uh, the the wish should be in the wish should be in the string, means there should be a text. So for that reason, what you will make a input as a string, and we'll make here a use state in which will in which we want, as you can see here, I made here item and set item is equals to use state. So use state helps to take the input from the user here. And there's an empty string, means initially there's an empty string, and then we'll add something. Then whatever we'll add, it's go into an empty string. So this is what we want. Okay, as you can see, let's start from there. The class div and the class name is app, means the whole container what we are making. The name of the container should be an app. And there's an heading, first heading, which is wishlist app. And then the class name and input container, means the container of an input. Okay, so now what we had made, we want it should be that side should be a wish, and that side there is an input box where we can put our wishes. So here I use here a label and input. So in the label, HTML for input and class name label, and then wish label, and then again input type should be text. As I told, it should be a text, and I had given here an ID because we want to match the for and ID here. And on chain, and I made here a handle on chain method. For what reason, I'll explain. And there should be placeholder, enter your wish. So I use here a handle change. On change means handle item change, because when we are adding wishes, there should be a different wishes every time. So we want the wish should be updated every time. And change means once you put an wish, and then should be when you put a next wish, then the next wish should be and then next we should be replace the previous one. So this is what we want, and we want the previous wish should be added into a list. Okay, so for that reason, what I'll do, I made here a handle item change, in which e means the event what you are calling, means what you are putting here, that is an event. For that reason, okay, on chain, whatever input we are putting into our input box, there is an event. And here, as you can see, set item event dot target dot value, means now we are targeting the value. Okay, in the set item. So what is set item doing? Set item is just doing a replacing. As you can see, it's just updating the value. It's just updating the previous value from the next value what we are adding. Okay, so this is what we want. And as you go further, and as I told, there's an interface. As you can see here, there's an update button. So for the update button, what you'll do, button on click, handle add wish list and update. Now we are updating. Now we want, when you put any input in the input box, and we want whenever we'll click on the update button, the input, means what you add, it should be count into the list, means it should be added into a list. So for that reason, we made here a update button. and handle add wish means handle add wish. We are going there. So what is here? If trim item dot trim is not equals to empty, means now there is a case where there's an white space, means there's an empty space, and we'll just submit or we're adding. So we have this is a kind of a edge case, and we want to overcome from this edge case. So what we'll do, we want to handle this case. So what you do, item dot trim is not equals to empty string, means here, why we use trim method? The trim method is used to remove the white spaces from the string. So this is what we had done. We have remove all the white space from the string. So if there is an empty string, we will not count them. Okay. So and then what we'll do, set wishlist. Then spread. We use here a spread operator wishlist comma item. Now, as I told, what we want all the previous value what you were added and the next value means the current value what you are adding. They should be in the list. So for that reason, when we are adding any new value into it, so we want the previous data also. So for taking the previous data here, let's suppose here is the current value what you are adding, and this is what the previous in the wish list we are adding the previous data. So we'll take all the previous data by the spread operator. Spread will be used to help us to take any all the data into an array. From the array we are just taking all the data. Okay, so here we use a wish list, which is there. Okay. Okay. So now let me explain them why we are using another use it which is called wish list and set wish list. Okay. So this is first one is for the input one. But what we want? We just want new input comes and just add it into a list. So we have to make another wish list and set wish list in which the data is updating at every input. When we are putting any input, the data should be updated. Means the whole interface should be updated. So wishlist take the current value, and set wishlist is help to update those values. Okay, so this is what we want, and here we'll take care the previous wishlist, and now we are updating the previous list with the current item what we are adding. Okay, so this is what as you can see here, and if we talk about the button on clear all means whenever we click on the clear all button, all the wishes what we have added should be removed from our app. So for that reason, what we are doing, we are just const handle in a clear wish list. We are because all the values should be in the array. Means we had made here an array. As you can see in the wish list, we made here an array. Means all the wishes which we are adding are come into an array. But all the input which you are adding, they came into a string. Okay, so they both are different. So as you can see here, the set yes there. We want all the wishes should be removed from our app. So for that reason, what we'll do, set wishlist means will return an empty array here. Okay. So this is what we want. And if we go further, yeah. So there is another div class name wishlist, and there is a heading wishlist. Okay. So now we want all should be printed into an into a list. So, because all the wishes are into an array, as you can see, and for printing the values of all the arrays, we can use here a map method. Okay, so for using here a map method, because they are should be in the wish list. As you can see, wish list is the current value of an empty array, and now we are adding all the input into an means what you are adding into input are going here means into an array of wish list. And now what we want, the arrow of wish list, we want all the elements of the arrow wish list should be printed into a list. So for that we are using here dot map method. So wishlist dot map wish dot index. So wish is the means in the map method the first element should be a value means the means the value, and the another should be an index of that value. So here I like key index and then wish means that there should be a key called index and there is a wish and button and the button on click method, and on the button on click method we use a handle delete wish means index called delete. Here we had to add all the values, and now we want to delete means if you want to take a backspace, as we can see that the recent value what we had added, and we want to resend only the recent value. So for that reason we use a handle delete wish. In the handle delete wish, as you can see, const update wish list and the wish list dot filter. We are using here a filter method. as you can see, as you can see, by filter method, we are just filtering all those elements which are key, which are means were in the list there are four items, and we have to remove the fourth item. So by rather than removing the fourth item, we'll take all the three items. Okay, so this is what we have did here. Wishlist dot filter, we have filtered all the three items. Okay, and the index, then I, which is not equals to the index. Now we are matching the index. The index what you have given here means the index of that element what we have to remove, and we want the index what we have from from a wishlist array. Okay, so this is what, and if they are not equals means if they are not equals, then we'll set all those updated values into an wishlist. Then in the set wishlist we'll update another wishlist. Okay, so this is what we had made, and let me show the css. In the css we are just did a styling, and there's nothing more in it. Let's show me the code. So yeah, this is what the code is, and let me enter something. Let's suppose I enter here and then update, then it will add into a list button. Let me do another input then there's another name which is came here, and if I remove this, then we'll remove that. If I remove this, then we'll remove that. Okay, so this is what you have to meet and what I made. So thank you. We'll meet in the next video with the next project.